Hello, welcome to another episode of TMT Talks, our semi-regular podcast. I'd like to introduce my new marketing intern, Michael. Could you tell us a little about yourself?
I'm basically,
All right, that's enough from you. Now make me an espresso.
but I live in DC and you live in New York, so that's not
If
gonna
that
work.
espresso is cold when you get here, you're fired. You're gonna have to go intern with a clean room or an identity resolution service. Anyway, let's talk to someone who actually matters. Patsy Avalella, master of malware prevention, coming to us directly from the malware cave. Hey, look, I love what you've done with the place. I mean, it's super intimidating. I'm going to let Michael take over because he's in the midst of a trial by fire here, learning everything about ad quality and security. And who's better to give him a little schooling than Pat, who is definitely our malware guru, has been doing this for forever. How long? How many years now?
13 plus.
13 plus years. Incredible. And the stuff he has seen, it's shocking. Michael, I think you have some great questions for the best malware warrior out there. I'm going to hand it off to you.
Okay, yeah, sure. When people hear malware, I feel like a lot of the time they think it's like ransomware. That's what comes to their head. It's all in the news, and that's just, I feel like, what's in the mainstream. Are bad ads delivering ransomware? Is that really like the main thing going on?
No, not directly. That's usually not going to take place from the onset. Most of the time, it's going to be a forced redirect, some sort of phishing or scareware attack to basically gather more information on the potential victims. And then once they have enough profiling done, that's when they launch their bigger attacks to actually initiate the large scale compromises and ransomware attacks that you'll hear about.
So you would say it's probably through a lot of like small attacks that set up a big attack, basically.
That's almost always what takes place. The little ones just fuel the big ones.
Okay. What's with all these fake celebrity endorsements? How do they get through the ad pipes? And is there no quality control at all?
There's quality control that's taking place all the time. The problem is they just use cloaking. And if you're not going to be that exact individual that the bad guys are targeting, you're never going to see that fake celebrity endorsement. You're going to see some sort of cloaked version that looks completely benign. So basically, it's up to the vendors themselves to make sure they're using the right stuff, being the right people, identifying the actual attack that's going to take place, and not basically getting a cloak pulled over your head.
May feel a
Pat,
little ignorant here, but I wanna ask real quick, what exactly is cloaking? It sounds kind of self-explanatory, but I just wanna clarify.
Cloaking is basically when they use different coding tactics that are going to say, if you are not who I want you to be, I'm going to give you this pretty clean, awesome image over here. But if you're who I want, I'm going to give you the malware. So they are going to deliver two separate ads. And if you're never that right person, you're only going to see the benign, clean version and never actually get portrayed the malicious attack that's truly intentional.
Pat, what kind of targeting is do you see? What's kind of common? Device level?
So it's expanding now, but it's primarily device level geolocation. But a lot of times now they're using referrer information. So how you actually navigated to the website and the advertisements that are being displayed, that's one of the key things that they're starting to look at as well.
That's crazy. It's almost like a level of audience targeting going on.
All right. Something that's freaked me out is I learned that there are legitimate advertisers who are sending redirects and malware, but they don't even know it. They don't know that they're causing harm to other people unintentionally. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So this is definitely something we see on a daily basis. The problem is websites get hacked, they get compromised. People aren't auditing their code. They're not keeping up with the different flaws and security patches that are out there. Basically, any individual website has the potential to become compromised. And mainly that's what we see from the large scale DSPs. They're not the ones serving the cloaking, the redirects. It's simply their advertisers are just getting taken advantage of and getting compromised.
So a company that has completely good intentions will be used by a bad company and they won't even know it, basically.
That's exactly right. As long as they aren't paying extremely close attention to what's happening in all the different libraries that they're rendering on their site, they're never going to know that they're delivering a malicious attack.
And I feel like a lot of the time with these companies, they have other things to worry about because their focus isn't on the cybersecurity and the ad blocking and the bad ads. Those are all things that will normally slip under the rug unless you have someone like TMT to kind of get on that for them.
Correct. You got to have that dedicated support to look at all the different third-party code that's actually rendering on an end user who visits your site.
Right. That's definitely very important.
Yeah, and I feel like this hits smaller advertisers, mid and size and smaller advertisers a lot because a lot of times they'll outsource landing page development and other web development, and perhaps nobody's really paying attention to what's going on and doing the updates, and that's how they get hit with this. And also, I mean, there's so many open source libraries out there. That's one of the main vectors of attack, right?
Yes, the open source libraries 100% get taken advantage of. And a lot of times it's due to different security vulnerabilities that, like you were saying, if people aren't actually paying attention and patching all these flaws as they're identified, it just leaves the door open for a bad guy to go find which websites are still vulnerable. Okay, inject my code.
All right. And that's why you stop them, right? Because you're Pat Man. Okay. All right. Crime fighting Pat Man. Very nice. I've been hearing a lot about AI recently. Just in all aspects, like the development of AI is, becoming more prominent in today's society in many different ways. Like you've got whole videos of celebrities that are just completely AI generated, endorsing something that's just not true or not real. How is AI starting to threaten the ad space?
So AI definitely is a hot topic right now. People are taking advantage of it left and right. In the ad ecosystem, it's primarily being used to scale their attacks that are being launched. So they're going to create multiple different creatives, lots of different landing pages, and they can do this extremely rapidly using AI. You got to make sure that you have a team dedicated to identify these, use AI to fight AI, and make sure your people know what they're looking at. So when these come through, you can identify and get them shut off.
So basically, they're using AI to streamline the process of doing their bad things, essentially.
Exactly. If they can produce 10 times the amount of malware with 1/10 of the effort, yeah, they're going to take advantage of that.
Always going to take the easy way, right?
And this isn't just in malvertising; it's also in the whole made for advertising case that a lot of advertisers are extremely upset with. People will use AI to generate massive amounts of web content. It's very, very junky and no particular value, and then they'll set it up low cost on various SSPs. And what's kind of interesting is that also with a lot of the ad fraud people that work ad fraud also work malvertising campaigns. They try to squeeze the most money out of the ecosystem that they can.
You bet. And made for advertising sites are definitely on the rise. They, like you're saying, there's no real content. It's all just quickly generated with 20 to 50 different ad slots before you can even begin to scroll. So people are going to take advantage of that and make $1 any way they can.
Just since we've been speaking about AI, I just want to ask real quick. I heard about something called PDoom. What exactly is PDoom?
You're basically probability doom number. So how likely is it that AI is going to doom the world? You'll have people ranging from 90% all the way down to 5%.
That's kind of crazy that there is 90% likelihood that some company is using an AI that could just doom the world.
I certainly hope it doesn't come to that, but the more I keep reading about all these different frauds and attacks on humans that they're using AI to call people now, and it's definitely something we got to keep an eye on and take care of.
You gotta stop them, Pat. You gotta get out there and fight the crime.
Oh, I got my team of great individuals to take care of it with me.
The Justice League. All right. Very nice. Another thing I've been hearing a lot about, Scam Club. Sounds like there's a lot of that on the rise recently. And I actually heard that it grew 4 times in 1 month recently. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. This is the bane of my existence right now. This ghost cat attack it won't stop. These guys, now that they've invaded their video streaming and video ad content, they have their hands in so many different DSPs and SSPs, and they continue to run rampant. It's a game of whack-a-mole, but now that we're going higher up in the food chain, as you could say, it's having a better effect. And hopefully, the more we do, the more knowledge we share with the more companies, the better we'll be at terminating these individuals.
It seems like there really should be kind of like a streamlined way to communicate this kind of stuff. Maybe the media trust is working on that. You could ask us more. But beyond that, can I also say that one of the interesting things here is it's showing up in a lot of video ad units on publishers, the ones that kind of move around while you're scrolling. There's so much arbitrage going on there, auctions within auctions within auctions. That's really hard to find the actual culprit, and you've got a whole bunch of players within those auctions and arbitrage are pointing at each other. No, it's not me, it's them. No, it's not me, it's not them. So it makes it all the harder to shut down, and it makes it these campaigns last. These malicious campaigns last even longer.
That's very true. They continue to play the game and jump from person to person. And so as you're contacting, okay, this DSP did win the bid, but even though they passed it off to another DSP who then won a secondary bid, it's like you were saying, we just got to go through every single one of them, keep informing everybody, and hope that they all start taking action to terminate the actual entity behind them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that bids work is that different people that want to put their ads on a website will bid on the ad and they'll place money on it. And then if they win the bid, they get to use that ad slot. Is that how that works?
That's exactly right.
The other question I was going to ask is, have they been using more videos to do ghost cat attacks versus like, I don't know, just like a steady image or like a steady click on this kind of thing? And is video harder for you to deal with?
So yes, video has increased drastically. They are still using standard display, so that isn't going to go away anytime soon. But the fact that they've gotten their hands in so many different video platforms, they've been able to deliver at large scale. Not by any means harder to identify or detect, simply because these people aren't very creative in how they're delivering their malicious JavaScript and encoding patterns. So all the same IOCs can be identified in video and on display, but it's just a matter of getting the people actually delivering it to take action.
I was wondering, what exactly does the malware end up doing? Just, I don't know, it takes your information. Is it doing something specific, like a virus is going to your computer to do something specific? What is happening with that?
The majority of these are going to be launched through phishing campaigns. So yes, it's going to say this software is out of date, or McAfee found a virus, click here, call this number. It ranges the gamut on what's actually going to be delivered, but the primary attack vector is going to be somebody trying to download the actual malicious content onto their device.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you feel schooled?
I think I learned a lot of stuff, so I would say I would give it 2 thumbs up.
Whereas malware, we always give 2 thumbs down.
That's true. Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, thank you, Apple. Pat, I want to thank you so much for your time today. It's always great to catch up with you, and I wish you the best of luck in the continuing fight against the malware.
I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure speaking with you guys, and let's hope your wishing for the best proves fruitful.
Good luck fighting crime out there. Do we salute? I don't know what we do to superheroes.
I'll take it.